A new Cox Communication study looks at the correlation between location sharing and social media apps and kids and teens communicating with strangers online. Joining us now is Susan Annable. She's Vice President for the Cox Phoenix Market. There she is. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thanks. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, this was a tough one though. Mobile devices and kids. What did you actually look at here?
So, Ted, we asked parents of kids under the age of 18 with a mobile device, and we asked parents across the country, what they know about what their kids are doing on those mobile devices. And we do so because as a company, we have an obligation to help make sure that the people we connect have knowledge, have information, and can make good choices. So by asking these parents, we said, what do you know about how your kids are engaging online? And we found some pretty alarming information, and then we found some sort of promising information as well.
The one that kind of got to me was location sharing and how strangers are contacting kids through location. First, what is location sharing?
Right. So on your device, and I deal with this all the time, I am reminded that I'm using a new app, a new website. It'll ask me, do you want to activate location sharing services and provide that information to the company you're interacting with or the app. That's what it is. It basically allows public-facing opportunity for people to know where you are at when your location sharing is on.
And that includes people who really you don't want to know where you're at, especially if it's a kid. How does this work with kids and social media?
Right. So what we found in the survey was that 56% of the parents reported that their kids had location sharing services on those apps that were public-facing, and they were, information available about where they were at. And 31% of those parents said that a stranger had contacted their children on their cell phone. And of that, 28% said they actually told the children, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
That's the alarming stuff.
Yeah, and then more than 50% of girls 11 through 15 contacted by a stranger through a social media app?
Yeah. As parents, that's very alarming, and that's been a problem, but I can tell you there is some good news out there,
okay,
and that
please.
is that parents are more engaged and more involved in what their kids are doing on their phones. We found in our survey 65% of parents were talking on at least a weekly basis with their kids about what they're doing on their devices and who they're talking to. 75% said that they actually looked at their kids' devices. They saw what apps they were on. They saw who they were talking to. That's a very good number, and it's better than it has been in years past.
I also saw, but 73% say their kids are pretty wise at hiding online activity.
Yeah. So for every technology advancement out there, the kids have a way of hiding it from their parents. So parents have to stay on top of it, and good communication and trust is key to that, to make sure that you can have those conversations with your kids and they're not hiding it.
Did I see in the study that some parents are actually creating fake social media accounts to watch out for the kids?
Sure. That's one way parents have to keep track of what their kids are up to, who they're talking to online. It does happen.
And one of the recommendations is better digital literacy. What does that mean?
So our kids are digital natives, and they understand technology maybe better than we do. My kids are older, but I had to learn. Digital literacy is understanding how the technology works and how to be a good digital citizen. And that means being safe online. That also means not being a cyberbully online as well. So digital literacy is sort of this broad concept that basically defines how people understand and communicate online and in a safe and effective way.
And is that message getting out? I mean, what do we take from the study?
Yeah. So I think, again, it's promising that people are engaged and they're interested. Parents want to know what their kids are doing. But importantly, they need to check their kids' devices, make sure those locations sharing services are turned off, make sure they're talking to their kids. And then one other great tip is making sure that kids understand to think before they post on social media. They might share, I'm here tonight at this location, or I attend this school. That kind of sharing about personal information and where they are is the kind of stuff that can get them in trouble.
Is that the kind of information that schools could do a better job of teaching? I mean, you don't want to get too personal with a kid's life if you're a school and a teacher, but that would be a pretty good lesson, I would think.
That's right. And Cox has a digital academy where we provide those tools for free to families, and particularly aimed at students, but also other populations that may not be as comfortable using technology. There's free resources out there. We partner with Common Sense Media. So the good news is there's lots of great information and tools out there if people will take the time and become educated.
Where do they find those tools?
So those tools can be found on Cox.com. And again, there's all kinds of great resources out there, but I would encourage people to try Cox.com for a great list of resources.
All right, very good, Susan Annabelle. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ted.